Welcome back to Harbor. It turns out that historic breakthrough between the United States and Cuba this month owes a lot to Pope Francis. The leader of the world's 1.2 billion Catholics personally lobbied for the deal, and the Vatican hosted actually the final meeting between the two sides that led to the breakthrough. Amazing history there. Last Wednesday, the Pope celebrated his 78th birthday over there. Thousands danced the tango in St. Peter's Square because, of course, he comes from Argentina. Well, this week, the Pope again shook things up by blasting the church's hierarchy, calling the Curia a sick body. Those words came in the Pope's pre-Christmas address to cardinals, a sort of State of the Union speech for the church itself. This headline from Religious News Service says it all. Pope Francis to Curia. Merry Christmas, you power-hungry hypocrites. Amazing stuff. Here's NBC's Jim Maceda.
In his traditional Christmas speech, the Pope lashed out at the Vatican bureaucracy, calling it a sick body, hypocritical, arrogant, and out of touch. At times, cardinals in the room looked stunned by the Pope's scathing indictment.
In the past, he's decided to use a softly approach. This time, he came down literally like a ton of bricks.
It got worse. Francis claiming some acted as if they had spiritual Alzheimer's, blinded by worldly goods and petty rivalries, forgetting why they even became priests.
Strong stuff. Michael Steers, the former chair of the Republican National Committee and a former seminarian, actually. And Joan Walsh, well, you were never in the seminary or in the convent, but she's editor-at-large now of Salon and an MSNBC analyst. I've got to start with you, Joan, because you're sometimes hard to read on these spiritual matters. I am struck to go after the Curia, including the great, I mean, really sarcastically, Cardinal Law from Boston, who's hiding over there still after his embarrassments and covering up the hell up there in Boston with the priests. They got a whooping today from the Pope. I mean, they call them out and say they're spiritually Alzheimer's victims. They forgot why they're there, calling them hypocrites for leading dual lives, whatever that means. All kinds of stuff. I mean, and they're sitting there like, not just penitents, they look like the convicted.
They did. And he's speaking to Cardinal Law, and he's speaking to all the cardinals who propagated this sexual abuse scandal, and they hid it, and they protected one another rather than protecting young children and their parishioners. So it's a message that a lot of us find, shocking, shocking and bracing. It obviously shows that this Pope feels that he's meeting a lot of opposition within the bureaucracy. And, take the harshness out, or some of the harshness out, he's really modeling what he's been saying to us since he became Pope, Chris, which is that Catholics are supposed to lead a life where they model the love of Christ, where they don't judge, they lead by example, they show, they don't lecture. He did lecture them. He lectured them for sure. But I think it's because he feels that they've lost sight of what the message of Christ was, and that they're into power and gossip and intrigue.
Yeah,
and
you nailed it all.
wealth.
The gossip part grabbed me.
Michael,
it's like a high school description of kids talking about who's doing what and who likes who and who doesn't.
It's a very insular culture. And he knows it very well, having grown up into it, becoming a priest, bishop, and now pope. And I think he's seen how much it tears away from exactly the things that Joan was talking about. You can't deal with abuse in the church. You can't deal whether it's physical, money, whatever type of abuse it is, if you're so concerned about your position and your station. And so this Pope is...
fancy clothes.
In fancy clothes. So this Pope is deconstructing that. And you know what it reminds me of? It's one of the things they teach you when you enter the seminary is dying to self, giving back to others, and being a sign of contradiction in the world. In other words, you're supposed to live contra the world, not in it, not of it, but be against those things that draw people away from Christ.
Well, it's one of the reasons why we have Protestants, to be blunt about it, because of all these trappings seem to have little to do with the life of Christ. Anyway, according to the Boston Globe, among the ailments of Pope Francis he cited were excessive melancholia, producing a theatrical severity and pessimism, which the Pope called symptoms of fear and insecurity. Officials should never forget, he says, how much good is done by a healthy sense of humor. And you know what he meant? He was meaning that sort of solemn look you get sometimes in the church, don't you? Joan, where people everybody's so solemn and down because it shows that you're deeply penitential and all that good stuff, and then all you are is making everybody baleful around you. I think that's what he's sick of looking at, those hound dog faces out there.
It's the language of the language of a novelist, Chris. It really is. Yeah. It's the kind of the detail that a novelist would bring to a great story about the Vatican. And I believe he has the soul of a novelist. He's got the soul of an artist. He's really in touch with things on a lot of different layers. And, you know, yes, I think that a lot of Catholics are more focused on hell than they are heaven, and they're more focused on rules than they are joy. And, you know, people dancing the tango for his birthday is a perfect, this Pope doesn't seem like someone who's turned against life and turned against joy and turned against what it means to be human. He embraces it all.
Yeah, well, he is a Latin.
Well, he is Latin.
He does from Argentina. Anyway, the Pope's had a big year. As I said, he played a major role in that historic breakthrough between the United States and Cuba that just happened. As the New York Times put it, Pope Francis is being credited for helping bridge the divide by first sending letters to President Obama and President Raul Castro of Cuba, and then having the Vatican actually host a diplomatic meeting between the two sides this October. Early this year, the Pope made these comments on the Big Bang and evolution theory. Quote, God is not a magician, but the creator who brought everything to life. Evolution in nature is not inconsistent with the notion of creation because evolution requires the creation of things to evolve. And in the summer, he met with victims of sexual abuse by priests and asked for forgiveness. He told them, before God and his people, I express my sorrow for the sins and grave crimes, that's the right word, of clerical sexual abuse committed against you. I humbly ask forgiveness. And last year, the Pope said this about gay priests. If someone is gay and he searches for the Lord and has goodwill, who am I to judge? You know, that's the great statement, because people, I think, are born gay. Everybody gay I know says they're born. And the question is, if you're born gay, God made you.
Well, I think this Pope is really trying to get us to focus on the humanity of the individual, not how they live their lives, not about the choices they're making. Yeah. We weren't put here to judge. We were put here, as the church teaches, to lead back to Christ. And I think that's what this Pope is trying to get the clerics in the church, starting with the bishops, the hierarchy, to understand. You cannot preach openness to the world when you yourself are closed off from it. And I think that's a very important message this Christmas season by this Pope.
Boy, do I want him to last, don't you, Joan? I want him to be around for 20 years.
A long, long life, yeah.
Thanks so much, and Merry Christmas to you both, guys. Michael Steele and John Walsh, my friends. Up next, the rough road ahead to repair that fractured the relationship between New York City police officers and Mayor de Blasio. Those wounds run deep, we're learning, and we're learning a lot more each hour now. Politico is reporting that de Blasio's team was convinced that members of his own police detail that protected him were spying on him during last year's campaign. This is Hardball, the place for politics.